Every gardener, whether seasoned or just starting out, eventually discovers that the true secret to thriving plants is not the soil, not the fertilizer, and not even the sunlight. It's water. Yet watering is the most misunderstood part of gardening. Too much water drowns the roots and invites disease, while too little leaves plants stunted and stressed. Getting it wrong can turn weeks of effort into disappointment. But when you learn to water the right way, with the right timing and technique, your garden transforms, lush, resilient, and abundant. Let's dive into the watering wisdom every gardener should master. Watering isn't just about wetting the soil surface. Roots are the straws that draw up life, and they sit deeper than most people think. Shallow splashes only moisten the top inch, encouraging weak, surface-level roots. Strong, productive plants need moisture 6 to 12 inches deep. That means slow, steady watering that soaks down into the root zone. A good way to test is to dig a small hole after watering. If the soil is only damp on top, you need to water longer. Consistency in this practice builds healthier, drought-resistant plants. Timing makes all the difference. Early morning watering is ideal because plants start their day with the moisture they need, and the leaves dry quickly in the morning sun, reducing the risk of fungal diseases. Watering late in the evening may seem convenient, but lingering dampness overnight creates the perfect breeding ground for mildew, mold, and pests. Midday watering, under the blazing sun, leads to unnecessary evaporation losses. For the healthiest results, make morning watering a habit your plants can rely on. One of the most common mistakes gardeners make is watering a little bit every day. While it feels attentive, it actually weakens your plants. Frequent light watering keeps roots shallow and fragile. Deep watering, once or twice a week depending on climate and soil type, trains roots to grow downward where the soil holds more moisture. For example, in sandy soil, you may need to water twice weekly, while in loamy soil once a week may be enough. The principle remains the same: fewer waterings, but each one should reach the full root depth. Guesswork leads to problems, so, it's best to think in measurable amounts. Most vegetables and flowering plants need about 1 to 1.5 inches of water per week, including rainfall. That translates to roughly 2.5 to 4 liters of water for every square foot of garden space weekly. If you're watering with a hose, just place a small container like a tuna can on the soil. Once it fills to an inch, you know your plants have received the right amount. For container plants, water until you see a steady trickle escaping the drainage holes, ensuring the entire soil volume is saturated. Your garden soil is your best teacher, and honestly, it speaks volumes if you take the time to feel it. Push your finger 2 to 3 inches into the soil. If it feels dry at that depth, it's time to water. If it's still moist, hold off. Overwatering often comes from not checking first. For a more precise method, use a simple moisture meter that gives a quick reading. Trusting soil feedback rather than sticking to a rigid schedule keeps plants healthy and avoids waste. Leaves might look thirsty, but watering them is a mistake. Water droplets on foliage magnify sunlight, causing leaf scorch, and damp leaves encourage disease. The goal is always to deliver moisture directly to the soil, where roots can absorb it. A soaker hose or drip irrigation system makes this effortless, slowly releasing water at soil level. If you're using a watering can or hose, aim low and steady at the base of each plant. The result is healthier plants with stronger immune systems. Plants are not static. They grow, bloom, and fruit, and their water needs change with each stage. Seedlings and young transplants, they require more frequent watering because their roots are shallow. On the other hand, established plants with their deeper roots thrive on less frequent but deeper soakings. During fruiting or flowering stages, a consistent water supply is really critical to prevent stress that can lead to blossom drop or even cracked fruits. In those hot, windy summers, it's important to increase watering frequency, while in cooler seasons, you should reduce it to prevent waterlogging. Matching your watering to both the weather and the maturity of your plants makes your garden far more resilient. Healthy soil is like a sponge. Poor, sandy soil drains too quickly, and heavy clay holds water so tightly roots suffocate. The solution is adding organic matter. Compost, leaf mold, and well-rotted manure improve both sandy and clay soils, balancing drainage and retention. For instance, Mixing 2 inches of compost into the top 6 inches of garden soil increases its ability to hold water while still allowing air to reach roots. Mulching the surface with straw, shredded leaves, or bark further locks in moisture, keeping soil cool and reducing evaporation. Together, these practices reduce how often you need to water. Sometimes water alone isn't enough. Stress from heat or disease can weaken your garden. A simple homemade formula can give plants extra strength. Mix 10 milliliters of liquid seaweed fertilizer into 1 liter of water and apply it directly to the soil once every 2 weeks. This not only hydrates but also supplies trace minerals that help plants cope with stress. Another gardener's secret is using compost tea, made by steeping 1 part finished compost in 5 parts water for 24 hours, then straining and watering plants with the liquid. These blends turn ordinary watering into a natural tonic. It's easy to think more water equals more growth, but restraint is part of mastery. Overwatering robs roots of oxygen, leading to yellowing leaves and stunted growth. By combining deep watering, soil improvement, mulching, and consistent checks, you'll water less often but more effectively. This not only saves water but also grows stronger, healthier plants that can handle heat waves and dry spells without constant intervention. Watering is both a science and an art. It requires patience, observation, and a willingness to adjust as your plants and the seasons change. Master these techniques, and your garden will reward you with stronger growth, more vibrant blooms, and harvests that surpass your expectations. If you found this guide helpful, make sure to subscribe to the Master Gardener channel and share this with fellow gardeners so we can all grow better, healthier gardens together.